live. Everybody can see us. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Olaxis. You've made it back into space. We're so happy to have you here. For those of you who are new, welcome. This is a show where we play Burn Bryte, the hottest new space RPG system to hit the streets and your virtual tabletops, like Roll20, on which we are playing this game. So welcome. Very excited to be here. This is episode 8 out of 12, so things are getting pretty spicy. We are officially in the second half of this campaign, and this mystery is heating up. So many things are going wrong in Olaxis, this galaxy already close to peril. But hi, my name is Celeste Conowich, and I'm going to be your game master. Let's meet all the other wonderful folks around me. Gnome, who are you?
I was definitely not about to engage with the chat at all. No, not whatsoever. Sup, I'm Gnome. I'm playing Little Voice, a peacecraft.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know why I question that
every time.
Every time.
No, it's good. It's so good. And Nassim, who are you?
I'm Nassim, and I'm playing your Roranan Vamfam, bugging your phones and hiding in your favorite diners.
Yep. So dependable. And Lisa.
I am Lisa Penrose, and I am playing Ciela Gloss, who has a card that says that is her name.
Yep. It's official.
So she is.
So it's good. And Eugenio, who are you?
Hey everybody, I'm Eugenio Diab Jazzy Hands, and I am playing Atesh, our Zavoy friend who just wants a new crystal.
Just wants a little crystal. Yep. Well, this is our crew. Before we get into the recap, I want to remind you all that at any point during this stream, you can donate to Code 2040, which is an awesome organization that helps folks advance in the tech industry. So at any point, you can go ahead and donate, see what's going on there. Whenever we hit that $100 mark, we raffle off a copy of this great game. That's the business. Let's get to it. We've got a lot to do. A lot happened last time. And so you all, tell me, please, what happened last time on Burn Bryte?
We fries.
I was going to say we had a meal.
We had a whole ass meal. It was delicious.
Yum!
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
That's it. Okay. All right, gang. Okay, crew.
No,
let's do better. Where did we start? We started in a diner. Yes.
We started in a diner. We were chatting with a lovely Glean, who we had reason to believe was the brother of the other Glean that had constructed Bottler.
Yes.
I did it, and Bottler's ilk. And so we chatted and like offered to fix something, and then we're like, JK, we're not good at that. So we left. But Vam, the bug colony, stayed behind, sorta kinda, to bug the place. Nah.
Yes. Some of our brothers and sisters stayed behind and crept and crawled around the diner after hours. To find any information, any secret passages, and we came upon a little speaker box that communicated to someone in the basement level or some other secret area of this diner that what did you just say the guy's name was?
Ayonsol was the brother.
Ayonsol.
Yeah, Ayonsol.
Ayonsol, the owner of the diner. And after dark, after he locked up, we brought everyone back. I communicated with the rest of my Vam fam to bring everyone back. We snuck in, turned off the code, and I led them to the freezer where it seemed like Ayonsol had been coming in and out of all day. And we found pretty much like a little, not an army of robots, but like a few robos.
It was enough robots,
that we engaged with, and took out a big boy and found some other robos in another room, and then investigated a little bit more. Found Danilo asleep in their chambers, as like the little glean boy that they are in like this pool of water, and I snuck in and investigated their desk, their laptop, took some information, found some like vlogs of them describing their work with this a hero who basically hired them, contracted them to build these robots for their purposes, which I don't think they explicitly shared with Danilo.
Danilo didn't know exactly what.
Yeah, Danilo's motivation was just to earn money for their brother. And so we basically decided, Danilo, we don't really need much more information from him, so we left and relayed the information we learned about A.Hero to Denier in the ARC.
Yeah. And then what did Denier ask you all to do?
Asked us to investigate this other heist that this mysterious A-hero pulled, stealing a vase artifact, I believe, from someone in the Dright system. I also think there was a really important detail we missed, which was that Danilo was hidden behind a locked door that we opened with such precision.
With such precision. You all are so good, so stealthily
Really
tore open
subtle,
a
very
door.
Yeah.
Luckily, yes, Danilo had appeared to be asleep in a big tank of water and somehow did not hear all of the shenanigans that were happening as he broke into his office. Somehow.
We were so quiet.
So quiet. Yeah. So you all at the very end of that session had contacted Denier from a park bench on Yelbis, and she basically had said, hey, like, I don't really know what's going on here. Like, why would they steal a vase and, like, have these robots and take a bunch of plasma? It doesn't make any sense. So the only real lead you all had was to go and talk to this owner of the vase that was taken. So this, basically like a billionaire who lives on Dright II, which is a completely underwater planet. And Dright II is a very nice place to live because, I mean, the people who can afford to live there literally build underwater mansions. So it's very extravagant. But she said, you know, that's probably our best choice to go there and to talk to this individual by the name of, and I believe you heard the name as well, Dropo Sallabralta.
Yeah.
Who is an Olran, and he's a Bahiri Overguild boss. So big money, big influence.
Remind us, Bahiri is the communications overguild?
Yes.
My uncle, who I'm speaking
right.
carefully, but also is terrible.
Also.
Yeah, Ciela Gloss has a lot of connections to the Bahiri. So you may have even heard the name Dropo before. I don't think you've ever met him specifically, but you know he is definitely a big player in the family business. So
I certainly wouldn't steal his stuff.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, stealing from an overguild boss, that's pretty big.
Choice.
And also they took a vase. So like what? It's all just a little bit suspicious. So that is where we are picking up. You basically had hung up that call. Denier had said that she was going to pay you in advance, basically send a money order to one of the banks here so you can pick up the Argent to pay for Wanda's repairs. And then head over to Dright, which is pretty close to where you all are. So actually, let's go ahead and jump over to the play screen and look at a map, shall we? Whoa, here we go. Zoom. Wow, transition. So here's the map of Olaxis. So currently you all were on oh, where are you? Oh my gosh. Are you not on here? Okay. Well, you were somewhere in here. Yeah, you were somewhere in here in the Heart Worlds. And then Dright itself is like we're almost right at the center of Olaxis. So that's why so many wealthy and influential people live in the Dright system. Basically, only the people with money and means can afford to live in the safest place in Olaxis, which is the center of the galaxy. So with that, you all kind of have the night. I think we all agreed you were going to go back to Wanda to kind of sleep on your busted ship until you could
Other options.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's because we don't have
any money.
not
even
none.
a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
We were gonna even attempt to get some money by fixing those grease traps.
Oh,
But you had a sneaking suspicion that probably wouldn't go great.
great.
Yeah.
Gave up before we began.
Yeah, like, no, it's okay. So you all make it back to this shed, and Wrench, who was the driftling mechanic who had kind of helped you all out when you crash landed basically on the planet, he had said he was going to leave the doors open for you, and true to his word, you can just creep in like one of these big shed doors, and you do see there are like one or two people who are cleaning up from the day's work, getting things ready, and they just kind of eye you and then nod as you all walk into the hangar bay here, and you see Wanda, who has had some of like the space grime like kind of scraped off of her sides. You do see that there are a couple work tables that have been like wheeled up around Wanda, and there are some tools that have been piled up, and like schematics you see there. So clearly Wrench has been starting to work on Wanda while you were away.
Wanda, how do you fare this evening?
You get like a little like a and like the lights around the back door, which is now hanging open because it fell off, just blink off. She turns off all the safety lights.
Oh, poor baby.
And
We've acquired necessary funds to repair you back to your full efficiency. You will be back to normal as soon as the day is done. That's a lie.
You just get more silence from Wanda.
okay, well, we're gonna come and spend the night here. I hope that's okay. Thank you in advance.
Butler
Tiptoe
Yeah, Bottler
Oh.
comes out. I think you hear like a click, 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 and you see, his little spidery legs carry him up to that like docking bay area, and you see his little LEDs flash green, and he goes 0, 0, 0, 0, and like kind of up and down on his spider legs.
Well, at least someone is happy to see us.
0, 0.
Oh, I tickle him.
He doesn't seem to respond to that, but is just delighted that you're there. He can't feel.
we must upgrade him. All right.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's anything in particular you would like to do now that you are back on your ship, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we can definitely just speed things along until the morning.
I think,
No.
assuming everything else on board is, where it should be.
Yeah, probably just cleaning up, straightening things
Yeah.
up after.
Surprise ramen for
everything.
everybody.
Yeah, surprise ramen. What is the flavor?
Oh.
What is the surprise
Lollipop.
flavor? Ew, lollipop ramen. You all have a nice... Oh, and also Wanda, I think, just sends out tepid water as well. So you all have some, like, tepid, slightly crunchy, lollipop-flavored ramen. And it's a night.
Apologize.
It's pretty bad.
At least they sent out any water at all.
Yeah, and you can definitely,
Anyway.
clean things up. Things are definitely toppled over and kind of must, because you did have like a laser fight in here, so you can, straighten things out. And then also, there are big holes in 2 of your rooms, so that's great.
I think I sleep in mine anyway, just trying to like collect whatever fragments are left. And sort of,
Yeah, I think the other hole was in my room. So before like trying to sleep, I do a little bit of straightening up, and I safely store the remaining bits of letters I have left from my family and like put them away instead of hanging them up just in case of a future breach.
It's fair enough.
But yeah, but then the rest of the night, I think Vam is starting to get a little obsessive about the stone orb that we've been carrying in our belly for a while. We're getting a little bit like, my precious. Just like sit there and kind of curl up around it and stare at the little like etching I did of it and just trying to like understand it and connect with it.
Sure. You feel like the more you look at it and, you know, you curl around it, maybe you even drift off to sleep for a while, but it feels warmer almost. It's very comforting as you curl around it. And we can go ahead and pass on till morning when, you know, you hear like a kind of a polite knocking come from Wanda's back bay as you hear hello, hey, y'all up? You recognize Wrench's voice, the mechanic who helped you all out yesterday.
Yes. Good morning.
Can I come on up?
Please do.
Yeah, and the driftling just hops in a very lithe way and starts to kind of walk around the ship. And they're already like holding a bunch of tools that they kind of move into the kitchen lounge area and just start unfolding things. So how'd it go? Did you find your business? Take care of that?
We did. Unfortunately, our business will take us off world. How long do you suspect it will take to complete the upgrade? The repairs?
Well, I mean, this is a little I mean, I have all the parts and they're all ready to go, but you know, there's the small thing of you know, I mean, they're parts that I have provided to you.
Oh.
So in exchange,
Yes, we can assist. I am proficient in helping you prepare Wanda, if you would like.
No, money. Sorry, money. I should have been just clear. The Argent. These are quite expensive. I've had to get lots of parts, and so I can install them as soon as you pay me.
Oh, well, that will be no problem. We can pay right now.
Oh, fantastic!
Let me get my checkbook.
Yeah, this will be. No, that's. Yeah, that's like nothing when you trade in like, you know, little plankton tanks. Well, you know, I made this, and like he kind of pulls a rolled up piece of paper, hands it to you. You recognize very quickly it's an invoice with quite a large number listed at the bottom here, but the 10,000 you got from Denier should cover it, maybe with a little bit of haggling.
Okay.
So basically, as soon as you get this paid, I can install the parts. You know, I've been doing some general maintenance stuff, but she's not taking off until you get those parts. But basically, I'll just need a couple hours after that.
Well, that's wonderful. Let one moment. I am not allowed to touch the money.
Sure.
Who would be in possession? Who does our accounting?
Who's the treasurer? Who's Wanda's treasurer?
We have established on more than one occasion that not many of us put a whole bunch of steps in our mental skills.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a little bit suave.
If that's what we're looking for, I'm all aboard.
I mean, you do know that if you go to a bank, you can pick up the Argent that Denier, you know, kind of wired over an order for. But that's, you know, you still have to do that and then come back with the tank.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I was thinking about, like, the haggling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you do want to, talk it down a little bit so you can cover
Little
it.
Voice would not haggle. Little Voice would pay straight up.
Yeah.
So that's somebody
Good thing we don't have the money.
Exactly. It's like, oh, yes, let me sign here, please.
Atesh will wander out of their quarters and sort of, observe the conversations. I need to get. Oh, it sort of makes me sad until the repairs are done. So I'll go pick up can I see the invoice? Holy. Okay.
Yeah, no, you really banged her up.
You sort of been there. Okay, I'm going to go get the Argent for this, and I'll have it back as soon as I can. Yeah?
Great. All right. Well, I'll keep sort of cleaning things up, and, as soon as I see that tank, put the parts in.
Yep, all right. Mm.
And Wrench has been perfectly cheerful this whole time.
Yeah. Well, really are. It's sort of at an impasse, and we're both going to get what we want, or neither of us is. So off I go.
Okay. Yeah, and you can certainly, make your way towards the bank. It's one on the main drag of everything, and the money order is there. Luckily, Denier did take care of everything, so it takes you no time at all to get this big tank of Argent, which they kind of I imagine they look like gigantic batteries, the things they store these in, and they kind of have like a freezing thing that keeps the Argent nice and comfy until you can dump it back into a bigger sort of aquarium. So they hand this gigantic thing to you.
Thank you.
All right, and you can make it back to the ship, and yeah, if you all are just on board to, pay this poor person and get off the world, this will only take a couple hours here.
How much are they charging?
Fam.
Yeah, so they're looking at about 12K. You have 10K that you just got from Denier here. So, if you want to do a little wheel in, a little deal in, bam.
We got the money, we lose the money.
Yeah. Vam has to. I mean, we don't have a choice. We were already underpaying them no matter what. So I'll take aside French.
Yeah.
And ask, please, sir, we greatly value the service you've provided for us and our ship, Wanda, but we have come across a bit of an issue here. We are serving the ARC on a mission to protect many planets and many civilians, and our travels require us to come face to face with many unsavory characters, for the space is grand and dark and full of terror. So we must have something left behind should we encounter more problems in the future, which is just our destiny moving forward. If you would do us a favor and perhaps knock down some funds for us to be able to survive the perils of space. And I'll roll for that.
Yeah. Let's call that a complexity 3.
Okay.
First roll of the night. How's it gonna go? Yeah.
I failed every time last time. Someone help me out.
And Wrench, listens to you patiently, and then they say, listen, I get it. You have things you need to do, and you need to get out of here quickly, and I would love to help you do that. But, to be honest with you, I'm already kind of cutting you a deal at this rate. So, I can't just let you do the 10 and walk away here. If there's something you could give or contribute to kind of level the playing field, maybe.
The thing is, it's not just the ARC, and I flash my Overguild badge.
Whoa! Okay.
We're doing a favor for Dropo. Have you heard of Dropo on Dright?
Oh, you didn't tell me you were with. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize you. You're not wearing any of the Bahiri marks or any. 10 no problem. 10 no problem at all. You know what? I'll give it to you for 9. Yeah, you gotta have some spending money, right? Just please, you don't need to tell the Bahiri Guild. I didn't know. And they get so nervous. Yeah.
About Cease. Nova needs to hear about Cease.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, 9. I mean, that'll just, just cover everything and we'll just call it even, okay? Great. I will get that money to you right away. I'll just, if you want to take the 1,000 and I'll go put in the part. And they kind of backpedal, falling over themselves to get off of the ship and load in the parts. The Bahiri Overguild, that's a powerful name to invoke, especially in the Heart Worlds here.
So much power.
Well,
A little ID.
Okay, so if you all want to update your sheet, you have talked yourself into, now you have 1,000 Argent.
What is this like?
Whoa! Kind of whipping out that threat. Got you exactly what you wanted.
My goodness.
Oh boy. And Wrench does the work in like record time. Within, an hour and a half, you have your engine starts to whir again and all of the lights come on. And you hear a cold voice over the loudspeaker go, "We're ready for takeoff."
Sorry, something startled me.
No.
It was Wanda. We had to talk to us all day.
Yeah.
Okay, Wanda.
Mm.
Never mind. I'm just really sorry.
Good. You should be. Where are we going?
Dright II?
Dright? You're taking me underwater now?
For a new experience.
You know what? As long as there aren't robots there, fine.
I cannot promise that.
All right. Well, let's get on our way then. You punch a hole in my ship there, I'll just die at the bottom of the ocean, and then all of this will be over.
We've really got to get Wanda a very good birthday present.
A really good birthday present this year.
You got 1,000 Argent to spend on it.
Great. 1,000 Argent on a birthday present for Wanda.
Whole gunk.
There you go. For all your sectors. Wanda.
Oh, no.
There you are. So anything else you all would like to do before taking off from Yalbis and heading towards Dright II?
I don't think so.
Okay. You know that Dright II is very close to where you are, so you're looking at probably like a 3-day flight. And it should be easygoing since you are moving, still through the Heart World. These sectors are well patrolled, well traveled. You're not going to have to worry about things like space pirates and monsters as you are heading into this system. So, with a shudder, you all take off from Yalbis, managing to navigate your way out of this bay and off once again through the skies as you break atmosphere. There is still sort of a rattle. I mean, only a day's worth of repairs can only do so much, but you are flying. And so you get out into the stars once again as you kind of drift away from Yalbis and head into like the main space traffic where you see that there are other ships that are moving from planet to planet, system to system. You see freighters and cargo ships and smaller luxury ships as people travel about their business. And as you head closer and closer towards the Dright system, you begin to see, lots of space stations, these luxury stations that people, build here in the Heart Worlds. Imagine like luxury condos floating in space for those who can't afford them. As you're moving closer and closer, you start to see more and more planets packed closer together. You're really getting into the metropolitan heart of this system. So, you all do have a little bit of time during this 3-day journey. Anything in particular anyone is doing?
I think now that Ciela Gloss realizes she has that face disguise badge, she's trying on different, like looks.
Oh.
Like maybe she's really fuzzy one day. Maybe she's an all like a tuxedo cat the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, she probably just goes back to not having fur. Fur is such a nuisance.
It is, yeah. It gets everywhere. It gets everywhere, no matter what you do. So yeah, do you have a final look? What is Ciela Glass's final look?
She probably ends up exactly how she looked at the beginning, but she makes a big deal about like how does this look today? And she has like one spot that's like moved slightly, whereas like on the other cheek.
Perfectionist. Very good. Very good.
I think Atesh spends a lot of it in their cabin, trying not to go near the cryo chamber where Oppo's crystalline body is currently being stored. I don't know if that's gonna last the whole 3 days, but at least for now, you'll see a ton of Atesh.
Oh, trouble. Anything for Vam, our little voice?
I think Little Voice is going to try to do some research.
Yeah. What are you?
How practical of you.
What are you trying to research?
What can we spoogle search of Dropo?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Dropo is pretty easy to find just on the CompoNet. So I'm going to give you a bunch of stuff, but if you would like to roll, maybe just do a complexity 2 to see if you can find some like juicier stuff than just the basics. So what would you like to use for that?
Computers.
That makes sense. All right.
Big 15-foot mecha.
Yeah. Type.
Just typing with individual finger. Like,
cute. Extremely cute. All right. Roll it. Complexity 2. Okay. Yeah, so Dropo Sallabralta is a big name in Olaxis, not only because of the work they do with the Bahiri Overguild, but because of their interest in archaeology. Specifically, they're one of those billionaires who has used their money to really look into Olaxis's past, and their pet projects are funding research to do with the Omniscients. So the Omniscients are like the ancient dragon-like beings who lived long ago in Olaxis. Their corpses are the source of like magical power now. So Dropo has funded countless expeditions to, outer rim planets, invested a lot of money in museums, labs, colleges that study the Omniscients. They also have a reputation for being quite a collector. So they have a big personal collection of Omniscient-related artifacts. I think with the additional information, they just recently kind of casually retired from the Bahiri Overguild. They've been part of the Overguild for so long, and that is the big source of their money. But now they're working sometime from his billionaire home that he recently purchased in Dright II. So since then, he's been a little bit more off the map. Focused a little bit more on the Omniscient historian research. But yeah, he's a big name. He's written like 3 books about the Omniscients. Loves to hold like gala fundraisers, for archaeology expeditions and things of the sort. So pretty cool character.
Okay. Yeah. I guess that's just kind of all that Little Voice just wants to be more informed as to what they may try to like walk into or talk into.
Yeah, definitely. I think also Little Voice, maybe around like the 2nd day, you do get a call on your smart slab, and you do see there is a voice video message incoming from Jade Crucible, who is a peacecraft who works with the ARC. You've gotten to know her. She was the one who kind of introduced you to this group at the beginning here.
I'll go ahead and hit play.
Yeah, and you see, her pink metallic face pops up on the screen, and she says, "Oh, Little Voice, it is good to catch you. How are you?"
I'm doing well. How are you, Jade?
I am well. I am glad I caught you in between missions. It seems you are doing quite a bit of work for the ARC these days.
Yes, it is good to be of service to the ARC. Do you require more?
Well, actually, I am calling of something of a more personal matter. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the ARC is attempting to put together a registry of those who have, been lost in the service of Olaxis. And I wanted to reach out and ask if perhaps you would like Una included amongst the registry.
I think there is like a pretty pregnant pause for a moment, as Little Voice takes a moment to just kind of think on what that means. With everything that's been going on, it's kind of easy to put off of his mind.
Yes. I believe that would be a respectable way to honor Una.
I only had the chance to meet them very briefly, but they seemed impactful on your life, and I wanted to give the opportunity for them to be included. My hope is that this registry will turn into a memorial that we can keep back at headquarters.
For those who've served and beyond the ARC, I would hope.
Yes, we wish to commemorate all of those who lost their lives fighting for a better Olaxis.
That would be quite wonderful. And if I'm honest, I am humbled that you would request for Una to be represented there. Thank you.
You are important to us, Little Voice, and by such, your family, your friends, those dear to you, are important to us. Thank you for agreeing. If you wouldn't mind, there is going to be a text entry and also space for a video entry, perhaps a photo. What would you like to provide for her entry?
I would be able to submit a brief video memory from my database.
That would be wonderful. I look
And
forward... Oh, go for it.
Oops. When would you like it? What is the deadline?
As soon as possible, if you are able. I am pushing this through. Perhaps I should also say, we found remains, so this has been pushed up to my desk. The wreckage itself, we finally got a chance to scan the area and have confirmed death. I am so sorry.
Thank you for taking the time to let me know, Jade Crucible. I will get that to you as soon as possible.
For what it's worth, I think you did the right thing in regards to PAX. I too have found that they can be not as understanding as I would like. I am honored that we can remember Una in some way.
I am as well. It is regrettable that there are still those on PAX who wish to betray our namesake of Peacecraft.
Indeed.
So if this is a way that we can continue honoring those who have lost something so precious, then I will support your memoriam as much as you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, little voice. Please submit whatever you would like whenever you have a moment. But I will be eager to see your submission.
Farewell. Thank you very much, Jay Crucible.
Yes. Farewell. Go in peace.
Farewell. Go in peace.
And she hangs up the call. Vam, is there anything in particular you're getting up to during these 3 days?
How about after just some fun in the new, kitchen that we have, just baking, messing with the Claires, we're also gonna try a little compliment searching, both on A.Hero, see if there's just like any rumblings, anyone even trying to be that name, or anyone whispering about an A.Hero on the couple net.
Okay. I think this is going to be harder, so I'm going to call this a complexity 4 to see if you can find anything. What kind of skill would you like to use?
Ooh, let's use Streetwise, just from all the other connections I've made through the family and channels they've used to connect to other people throughout the galaxy to bring them to the family. I've been made aware of. So I'm going to use those like underground networks.
Okay. All right.
See if that name comes up anywhere.
I'm buying it. Go ahead and roll it.
Ooh.
Oh. Wow. You are looking and you're going to your sources and you are really doing it all to try and locate this name, this alias. And no one has heard of it. And it's not like a complete failure, like, oh no, I didn't try. Like, you have tried. But whoever this is has scrubbed the alias from sources or been very careful not to use it in public forums or ways. Whoever is using this is very smart about it, and you can find nothing.
Great. So once we've given up all hopes in that search, we're gonna search instead for just the language of the omniscience and see if there's anything about, the language, any knowledge on certain symbols that I might recognize that's on my sphere, and be like, hey, that might mean this.
Yeah, I think, I think that's pretty easy to find as you're looking. A lot of people have tried to interpret exactly what the omniscient language is and means. There's been a lot of scholarly research about it. In fact, you find a lot of articles written by Dropo specifically about the omniscient language and what it means and kind of the theories. And basically what you come to find is that the language itself, these symbols don't necessarily represent like letters in the way we would think of them. They represent concepts. Mm-hmm. So really, that like this group of symbols is telling a story, and you can kind of, people have guessed at what this means, but even though you look at it and you can pick out the individual symbols, the context of whatever this is just escapes you. You feel like if somebody was a linguist or who had really studied omniscient artifacts, maybe even like Dropo, somebody like that could probably look at this and decipher some of what's going on here. So maybe Dropo is one of the foremost experts in Olaxis, maybe one of the only people who could tell you what this thing says.
Okay. Then maybe instead I'll go take a little trip over to Celia Gloss's room and ask her, so you are connected with the knowledgeable Dropo?
I Well, I've, who told you that? Did Akash tell you that?
You did.
You heard him on the video. Why do you ask?
Well, I seem to understand that Dropo is probably one of the most well-read scholars in the subject of the omniscience, and we're still trying to understand this mysterious orb that's come to our possession. I need to know what its purpose is, who's brought it to me. It seems that Dropo might be the best connection to finding those answers.
Well, we will need to ask Dropo about this vase and why it was taken. So I think while we do that, we can ask about your orb. But also, not that I'm connected to Dropo, but do you think he would recognize me? What if I move my spot here and I like boop boop on a remote?
Zoop. It just zooms right across Ciela Gloss's face.
Perhaps try another posture or voice if you're trying not to be recognized. Not that I'm assuming you don't want to be recognized. Well,
Told you that.
good luck.
Did Atash tell you that?
It's all Atash's fault. Yep. Oh, God.
Do you wish to be recognized?
Okay. Fam, it is a long story, but I'm on the run from someone in my family who is trying to hurt me. But I trust you now. So I believe you would help protect me like Atash would. And it is just very important that this Dropo does not recognize me, because he might tell my uncle, who is the person I am running from.
I will protect you, and all 1 million of my brothers and sisters will protect you as well.
Excellent. So the spot back where it was originally, you think?
Sure.
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
Oh gosh. Yes. So this is how things continue on. Any final things? Little voice, how does that recording go?
Oh, the recording.
Mm-hmm.
I think as it's like being sent, right? Little voice probably has just not been seen all day.
Right.
Probably has just watched it on loop.
Aw.
But I feel like it is the first time that Little Voice and Una met, which would be like a kind of picture like just a mowed down, incinerated battlefield. There's just destruction all over the place, and there is this tiny, oh my gosh, Una was a Githuk, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I made Una a Githuk.
One of the ant people. Yes.
Yeah, which are amazing. I almost picked them to play because they're so freaking cool. And like Little Voice is actually like partially destroyed. You could see at this point, I believe Little Voice would have been Little Voice 10, and there's just pieces of his own body that are just scattered all over the place. And here is this little Githuk that kind of like reaches down and like picks up an important core piece of Little Voice's body and hands it back to him. But with it is like just this tiny little like purple flower that is native to whatever planet that they had been on. And that's it. You just see this little Githuk with this very kind demeanor on their face, handing a flower to a very destroyed Little Voice.
Yeah.
And then that's the end of the message.
Yeah.
Video transmission.
So you send that, file with like a little form, some questions about names and dates and things like that. And you send it off, and you get a message response back from Jade, saying, "This is beautiful. Thank you for sharing, your memory." And that's what that is. And we come to the third day, when you all have now traveled really far into the heart of Olaxis, so much that you can see, that radiant center of the galaxy, that star that circles at the middle. And as you fly into the Dright system, Dright has several moons, all kind of orbiting around the Dright system. Dright, the planet itself, isn't completely covered in water, but a lot of its moons are, which makes it a great place for aquatic species. Or it did, until a lot of aquatic species were forced to move out because they could no longer afford to live on their home worlds. So as you approach Dright II, you see it orbiting. It is completely blue. There is no land whatsoever on this planet. And as you get closer and closer, you see that the seas covering Dright are actually very calm compared to some of the other Dright moons, which are just like raging storms constantly. But this like crystalline turquoise water surrounds this planet, and it is just gorgeous blue as you pull in closer and closer. And Wanda says at this point over the speakers, well, are we going in? Am I getting wet? Is that the business?
I'm gonna let somebody else tell her. Atash is still scared of her.
Unfortunately, yes. I'm not super happy about it either.
Well, you better hope that wrench patched everything up right, or we're really going to be in for a wet ride. Anyway. And she just...
What?
Dives. Well, because there was a hole in the side of your ship, so if he hasn't, done his work, there is that...
if. I missed the if and was like,
oh, what? Oh, no, you saw him, he was soldering and he was doing all kinds of
he was very
metallurgical
good at his job, I'm sure.
work.
There were lots of sparks. It had to be good work.
It had to be good.
Wanda, if you detect signs of leakage, you have our permission to abandon the premises and leave the planet.
Can I get your word on that?
You have our words.
All right, well, I don't need air to live. And with that, she kind of dives downwards and courses down towards the planet. And there's a big splash as you all pass through both the atmosphere and enter this water. And very quickly around you, you see this underwater world unfolding. So as you are landing down, you can see that the floor, this ocean floor of this planet, is covered in just gorgeous, neon-colored vegetation. Everywhere you look, it seems to be, highlighter yellows and oranges and pinks, and these gigantic coral reefs that cover huge stretches of the floor here. Because, the water isn't super duper deep, so it seems like light permeates down to the bottom of ocean floor wherever you go, at least on this area of the planet in which you're traveling. And as you kind of put in your course towards, Sallabralta Mansion, you do see that there are several other just gorgeous, glass palaces covered, sitting there on the ocean floor, tucked amidst this coral reef here. You can see just these gigantic spires of glass and crystal and domes as you are winding through this neighborhood of millionaire houses. And for now, the ship seems to be good. You haven't taken on any water yet.
I never liked Dright. It's pretty, but I feel squeezed. Do you feel squeezed?
I
go ahead.
prefer the open air as well. My family does not do well hindered by vast open ocean.
Atash comes out of the cryo chamber back in Oppo's body and sees you both and just says, yes, I feel much more comfortable at the depths in this body.
Yeah, it's nice being made of crystal. You feel a little bit better. Yeah, and as you are kind of moving across the ocean floor here, you do see, I mean, marine life is just everywhere around you. You see, these gigantic, like, sea cows passing by on either sides, like manatees, like big, gentle whales that are moving around, just kind of drifting lazily through the air. You know that, I mean, this planet is so wealthy that they don't have to hunt any of the wildlife here. It's just allowed to flourish. All of their, goods are imported or exported from other places. So you're just drifting along. Every once in a while, you have to move around like a sea cow that's eating some, big, like, sheets of kelp. It's all very picturesque. Yeah.
I do have a quick question. Because we do seem to be in the same place that we were the last time we arrived on a new planet, which is to say, what do we say when we arrive?
Yeah, that's a good point. You do have the directions. You're going to be at kind of the property in like 15 minutes. So,
Oh boy.
What's the game plan? If you all want to have a conference, in your beanbag chairs.
Yes. Give me beanbags.
In the love sack
Kaboom.
conference. All right.
Wait, what were these statues that we put in? What are these?
Oh, no,
I
they're
can't remember what we
beanbags.
said
They're beanbags.
Oh, those are more beanbags. Oh, yes. Okay.
And then the ravioli pillows and then the beanbags.
Right. No,
I'm sorry, I did the best I could.
No, they're beautiful. They're perfect. I rescind my question. I'm sorry.
I think that it would be wise for us to approach Dropo and have him not recognize me. So for the remainder of this mission, I will look like this. And I press a button and like fur shoots out of my face and I look like a big fluffy Maine Coon.
Cute.
And I've got an eye patch. And
an eye patch? Whoa, you look so cool in my head right now.
What color Maine Coon?
Are there different colored ones? They're always, I've always thought they were that like sort of like grayish, brownish, like mottled color.
They can be orange, they can be bright, they can be multicolored.
Cute. But I'll just be your normal flavor Maine Coon, like brown.
Nice.
Love it.
Although I am looking up orange Maine Coon now.
I need to know. Put a poster in your room. That'll be good. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
What a good trick, Ciela Gloss. Isn't it fun?
I can't believe I had these the whole time. Laughing a little bit too maniacally.
Should we refer to you as another name?
I think Ciela Gloss would be okay. I suppose I should fill in little voice and I explain everything I've explained to Atash and to Vam Fam, and I'll let everybody know as a group. My family, I was born as Cialula, but I go by Ciela Gloss now. He won't recognize that name.
Great. Good. Ciela Gloss is you.
Little Boy's totally accepting of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the rest of us?
Family has no reason to hide.
Mm-hmm. More sort of what are we going to tell them is the reason for our visit?
Should we try honesty again?
You know what? Let's do a practice run. What does honesty sound like?
Let's practice honesty. And just before you dive into that conversation, you hear a familiar, like, beep, 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 over the loudspeakers. I hate to burst anyone's bubble, but it seems like there's an awful lot of ships on this property we're heading to. I just thought you should know.
What types of ships, Wanda?
It looks like we have a few fighters. We've got something larger docked up there. I'm a little bit out of range. There seems to be something interfering with my sensors.
None of that is good news.
But they seem to be circling this manor. I don't recognize any registration codes or names,
Oof.
so I'm gonna take a guess and say not Central Guild.
No. And circling the place like on a guard patrol?
If I had to guess, yes.
You've been most helpful as always, Wanda.
So, just to clarify real quick, so Wanda has detected, let me get these numbers for you. There are 6? Yes. There are 6 fighters and 1 predator ship, which is basically a warship that are currently circling around the manor. None of these ships are marked or have official registration, which can mean a couple different things. But pirates are probably the best guess. Ships that are not labeled or marked in any way. Pirates or like really... No, if it was private security, you probably wouldn't have known they were there.
But if we just pretend that we also are pirates. I've got the look.
My concern there is that Wanda is rather noticeable for gestures towards plants. A number of reasons.
If a ship could roll her eyes with sounds.
I know, right? Oh, how tight is this patrol circle? Like, is there any reasonable chance of us like sneaking in, or?
Yeah, I mean the mansion itself sits on like a gigantic piece of property, so even these ships covering it, it would be possible to, if you were really careful, to sneak up to the manor, but you would have to roll some skill checks or do something very clever to make that easier, but it is certainly possible.
Perhaps we send a decoy. Jettison a diversion.
Atash
like
looks
that
over
idea.
at Bottler.
Zero?
No.
Zero?
I'm sorry.
Looks away immediately. Didn't realize Bottler was gonna notice.
Oh, Bottler's here with you. Bottler is here
of
at the Beanbag
course.
Conference. Bottler does not leave your side.
Let me feel worse. What did you have in mind, little voice?
What do we have on the ship that is disposable?
We could jettison a large amount of ramen.
Frightening amount.
Just have it churn out ramen
And
constantly.
it would expand in the water.
Mm.
I mean, Bottler has served their purpose.
Friendship is never finished.
I will remind you, Bottler is like this big. Bottler is like the size of maybe a human head in a giant ocean.
Tossed into the ocean.
Yeah.
After the obvious misstep in suggesting Bottler, Atash like kind of obviously has another idea, but is looking at the ground and will not say it or look up. But is like,
Just say something.
Yes, please contribute.
without looking up. Well, it's just that, if we need something large and not nailed to the ship and not Bottler, our choices are limited.
Yes, that is the problem.
Right, so what do we have on board that is big and not attached to the ship and not Bottler?
Do we use the cryo chamber? Is that something we use frequently?
That was my idea too.
Were you gonna say little voice? Were you gonna launch little voice out of
I wasn't going to launch Little Voice out there. I was merely going to point out that the biggest thing on board that isn't attached to the ship
Is
happens
Little
to be
Voice.
Little Voice.
Oh my god.
Not a terrible plan. You could survive space. You could survive deep underwater.
I mean,
right?
you don't have to breathe.
Atash's thoughts.
There's no.
It's the whole getting out of the situation once you have successfully become the decoy.
yeah.
That has caused Atash to not suggest
Let's
this
see,
course of
9
action.
ships again.
I can't believe I told this group my secret.
Your secret's gonna be told as soon as they meet their first person.
Yeah. Wow.
We suggest we simply try to maneuver around these guard ships.
Hmm?
We cannot abandon one of our own. Sorry, Butler, except for you.
Oh.
Wow.
1.
I'm gonna just pick up Bottler and just cradle him, holding him away from everybody.
0,
Oh, no.
0, 0.
If it would best serve for the safety of the crew getting where they need to be, I'm sure I'd be able to escape. And if not, I will return as Little Voice 12.
No, but we need you. We can't. Have you seen us in tense situations, Little Voice? We need you along with us.
I have seen Ciela Gloss
That is
cause
a
others to stand down.
solid
I
point.
have watched Vamp Fam rise up to the occasion and do quite incredible things. And you, Atash, in any form, worst case scenario, you could possess my form, could you not?
You know, I've never really thought about it. I don't see any reason why I couldn't.
I mean, if there's anything left from the laser fire from 9 ships.
That was vivid. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you.
But if,
Helpful as always.
I'm just pointing it out.
we took some of this plant life and made disguises.
That was sort of what I was just thinking, because I was merely pointing out Little Voice as an option so that we all knew what an unacceptable option it was. But I think you're... I think you're onto something, Ciela Gloss. I mean, Wanda, couldn't you? Is there a way that you could maybe reduce the engine signature by relying on the organic power more than the non-organic? I'm just saying words now.
Yeah. Oh, did somebody read a science textbook? Is that?
Well, actually, I am back in Oppo's body. So, you know how it is when I'm in this body. She was very smart. She was a lot of things, but she was very smart.
I can do what I can to blend in with the plant life down here. I am specifically equipped to do that, but I'm still going to need someone to pilot if you are trying to sneak around all of these things. This is a manual task.
Uh-huh. Yes. One of us will definitely do that.
Ciela Gloss did nose goes.
No. As we all frantically...
Most attuned. However, Fam Fam, you have also shown exceptional piloting skills.
Perhaps in the past, but based on my performance today, I don't believe we should entrust myself with this responsibility.
Well, we haven't got all day. They're going to pick us up sometime, so we've got to get going.
I could try if someone shows me what the buttons do.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Little Voice?
Wanted to. Oh my god.
What is the skill for piloting?
Whatever you want it to be.
Try perception.
Perception would work. Stealth would work, as you are sneaking about.
Oh.
All kinds of things would work.
Those are all my 4 stats.
Okay, maybe not then.
Here, show me
It's-
some buttons.
It's with Wanda.
You know what?
It is
We
with
use
Wanda.
Empathy
I would let you use empathy with Wanda.
and like we'll have Wanda more so just like autopilot as we have a
Oh,
discussion
Because we have a
about
discussion.
how he feels
Oh, okay.
so
these green
badly
buttons
for
means
her
us
and how she is
forward.
being treated
I would say
by the crew, just constantly disrespected.
Yeah.
And she is such
maybe
a
Wanda just
grand
needs to
child.
bitch it
not
out. You know,
constantly
sometimes.
Right, like she needs to
Respecting her.
vent.
this is amazing. I don't know anything that just happened, but it was
I
all
accept.
incredible. And
I
you're all
accept
stars.
all of this. If you want to use empathy on this.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go, Wanda.
Little
Let's-
voice, why are you picking me up and taking me out of the pilot?
Oh, that's so weird. What? Oh, there you go. You've been lifted.
I believe we will be okay. Please, trust me on this.
Okay, if you want to.
We can show you how to pilot next mission.
Okay,
We're
I'll
not
stand here.
going underwater with circling shark pirates.
All right. So I love this. So it would be a complexity 3. But for you, it's reduced to 2, because you're also, I imagine a lot of what you're doing is like while you're talking to Wanda, Wanda is running the ship, but you are maintaining sort of like the biological functions here. Because what's actually happening is that Wanda is encouraging her own growth as you are moving through these kind of plant-like areas. And you actually begin to see the windows themselves get kind of clouded with this green algae that suddenly starts to grow, kind of encasing the ship and allowing it to camouflage down into these lower sections. And Wanda is just like, you should close the door because I have some things I need to get off of my chest.
Of course, friend. Anything that you say here will be kept in utmost confidence.
Door closed.
Yeah, you close the door and Wanda just goes off and she's like, you know, I've been traveling with this party for so long and I've gone through a lot and I just feel really unappreciated. And then here we are getting slammed by robots over and over and over again and just, does anybody care about Wanda? No! And she just continues on. I imagine while you are like peacefully like pruning and like just trying to tend, girl just gotta like she's just gotta get some things off her chest at this point. So oh yeah, and your empathy check passes, and you seem to be just the ear Wanda needed to kind of get this anger out. And at the
Sometimes people just need to be heard.
sometimes, yeah, and without any judgment or, you know, advice, Wanda just wants to just lay it all out. And then, you know, at the end of this, she kind of makes a sound, and she's been talking for maybe like 10 minutes straight as you all have been like winding your way through this bottom floor. And she's like, you know, little voice, I know you're new to this crew, but I do really appreciate the way we interface.
I too appreciate how we interface. You are an absolute delight to be around. What you have done with yourself is one of a kind, truly.
That's so nice to hear. You know, it's been hard. I never really realized having a second MI, even when I wasn't really aware of, on board my ship. It was sort of nice. I'm kind of lonely now.
That is most unfortunate. What happened to the secondary MI?
Oh, well, it was a whole thing. You know, she was sort of a ghost program that got deleted. And basically, she's telling you information that happened, like, during season 1. There was basically, this, like, little girl MI ghost that was, like, in her system and got deleted. And she's like, it's just odd. You know, when you all leave the ship, it's just me. Alone. Now. And all these plants. Which are really hard to take care of.
They are difficult to take care of, but that is what you have your friends here for. which are us. But perhaps you could interface with me, and I could take you on the adventures that we go on.
I suppose I could install some remote software on a smart slab or something.
I would be more than happy to assist.
Well, that's good to think about. Thank you, anyway. Oh, we're right here, by the way. And you can kind of look up through the filmy, like, algae windows, and you realize that you have crept almost underneath one of these big glass structures here. And you are kind of hidden in the shadowy ledge where part of this, like, gorgeous mansion is raised up, and you see, I imagine it looks like a set of, if you combined a bunch of different like lab tools, like beakers and like round cylinders and everything built up into this multi-story just palace that sits up on this sea cliff here underwater, just surrounded by fluorescent plants. That's kind of where you are right now, in this mirage of like lavender colored kelp. So, all right, and you see like the doors kind of open up towards everybody else now who can hear, and she starts to speak to the whole ship. It looks like there are 3 airlocks on this station, by my count. One of them has a ship already docked, but there are still 2 available, if you have any preference. Those seem to be the only ways in and out.
Is that an all call broadcast, or is that still during? Okay.
She says that to everyone.
Well, for what it's worth, maybe the one that's further away from the docked ship?
All right, then that will be that one. And I've gone ahead and dropped you all on a map.
Ooh.
By that airlock.
Made it get pretty.
Pretty. Can you all see? You should be up in the very top left corner here.
Butler's here.
Bring us up here.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if you were gonna take Butler. We can send Butler away. I don't know, whatever you want to do with Butler.
Switch that.
Maybe we can keep him safe on the ship. I don't trust him with this group.
That's fair.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, poor Butler. Okay, Butler is gone. Butler will watch the ship. Okay. So Wander can pull you around towards these airlock doors, and you are going to have to drift up and engage with the doors and get them open somehow. Wanda does emphasize once again that communications and like general electricity, there are still some functions in this mansion right now, but a lot of it has been cut. Especially the interconnectivity. Like, there's no way to call into the mansion right now. There doesn't seem to be any like Wi-Fi in the mansion, things like that. Lisa, did we lose you? Oh dear. Oh.
I'll try to come back.
Okay.
I don't know what's that.
Great.
All right. While you're working on it, so how are you going to try and open up these doors? Oh, my
There's
cat.
a localized. There's a localized panel that we can try and like get into. Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see,
It's
like,
not
on the outside edges of this door, you would see, like, a manual override panel. You could also probably try and force them, or maybe you can try and hack into, like, through the panel into the electricity. You're not really sure, but...
I mean, now that I'm back in Oppo, I can do a bit of hacking. She was quite skilled. Although, it's me, so also, who's to say?
Who's to say? Yeah, so at this point, the door is not going to open, so you can dock until that panel is messed with. So, question, do Olran need to breathe?
You know, I think they do, because I think I saw a special ability that gives them the, like, that makes it so they don't have to, which I assume means the default then must be...
I guess my second question would be, Peacecraft definitely don't need to breathe since they can survive in space. What about somebody inside of a Peacecraft? Do they need to breathe?
Yes, but I would we've already played that there's oxygen in there.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
There's at least enough. I don't know how
I
much.
like a little bit.
You can probably be
Put a
worn like a
limit
spacesuit
on it.
Yeah, maybe for like an hour.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I would say that would work. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's like a description.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the different things on the Ulrins too.
Yeah, I think because I think their skin is crystalline, but I think inside of an Ulran is squishy.
Yeah, and I think that's as they age, the inside is less squishy.
Right,
as they
exactly.
crystallize
The
through.
exterior just becomes
That
more...
makes sense to me.
I imagine it's kind of like a starfish. You know how that like exoskeleton is really hard, but they have all the internal. The Ulran are like starfish. We're just
Cool.
You
Wait,
all
they're
come
even
here
cooler
for
now.
science fantasy.
That's right. Darcy would be so proud.
I know my hot takes on how biology works.
It's perfection. I
I'm just guessing at xenobiology. It's all good.
Love it.
Anyway, what's the plan? You have to. There's a lot of water between you and this panel.
Yeah, I mean, if we know that it can be done while I am, well, I mean, I'm happy to get over there with you, little voice. I'm not sure what the play is once we're there.
I'm going to say somebody sitting in you can survive for like an hour. Since you can survive in space, it makes sense to me that there would be some kind of limited capacity to do that.
Okay. Well, if there's a way that I can then from little voice interact with the panel, then yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, so I mean, I imagine because Peacecraft were built to be like mech suits. So I don't know. Yeah, Gnome, if you want to tell me what is that like with capabilities? Can people just override you? Can you give people permission to do like how does that programming work?
I think technically in the description of like combine, I'm not able to move.
Oh.
The person that I'm combined with moves me.
Interesting.
So
right.
Like if you need to do what you need to do, I feel like little voice would just, go do what you need to. But if you're clearly about to do something that's like, nope, you're going to get us killed, you won't be able to like move them.
I see. Cool. Yeah. So
at least
if
that's
you wanna...
how I'll play.
I think so.
I think a little more agency.
I am completely okay with that. I also think, you can also, switch into maybe, autopilot or manual mode. I think that makes sense to me.
Love that.
Yeah. So, all right.
Okay,
so
let's do it.
Come.
Oh, I've never. Wait, no, this is normal for me. Oh, nope, I'm in Opa. This is what I always do. Never mind. No comments about this. Here you go. I've never done this while inside another body. This is sort of a. I don't know why, but the word inception is coming to me right now.
Yeah. Whoa. It's 3. It's 3 in a row. 3 Russian dolls. Wow.
This was my plan all along.
My God. All right. Yeah. So you all are launching out of the ship in this combo mode.
Yeah.
Okay. So swimming is difficult, perhaps, as a giant mech. Maybe not. I think there should be some kind of skill here to get to the box.
Sure.
So
we could do
who would like to do that? And what kind of skill would you like to use? I'm gonna say it's kind of a jump situation, so it's not too bad, but it could go very, very wrong. Let's do a complexity 2, just to see.
I'm happy to leave Little Voice on Little Voice piloting until we get to the panel.
You just not want to roll.
That's also true, but I also genuinely feel like this is so like the experience of this is so very different from when Apesh normally gets inside a body that like fine motor controls are plenty for them to worry about this time around.
Sure. Fair enough. All right. So, Little Voice, what are you using to get to the box?
Well, this feels like an athletics.
Yeah, I think so.
Type roll?
All right. So go ahead. Complexity 2 on that.
Where'd it go? There we go.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. It is weird. As Wanda kind of, seals up that back bay, because really the only option you have is to seal up sector number 5 the best you can and just let the water kind of flow out whenever you get the chance. But as you open up this bay and, you are looking down, and down below you is that sea, of that purplish kind of kelp. But who knows how long that distance goes down, towards the base of the planet here. And then you've got like this 10-foot jump towards this panel that doesn't have any flooring or anything, so you're just gonna hang onto the edges of this panel, basically. So with that, you try to get your pistons and everything activated to make the leap, and it's very weird as you move like slow motion through the water, but the force was there, and that arc manages to carry you to that box as you hang down, but you do feel like, the weight of it. The box kind of, I think, crunches a little bit just under the pressure of you holding it. But you're stable. You're good. You can open it up and start messing with the cords and the buttons.
Cool. Okay. So I'll little voice, I'm gonna go ahead and take control. Is that cool? Is that all right? That's not a thing I say. Is that all right?
Yes, please, do what you must.
So I'll take a moment to just sort of like, in fact, I think I'll use, I will take over before the box gets open so I can use the opening of the box to like practice the control mechanism.
It's like when you put on a VR for the first time and you're like, whoa, whoa. That's you just underwater.
Giant, like interpretive dance looking like getting.
Whoa, my hand. Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I guess just sort of it's a bit of an odd feel, although at this point Atash probably used to it, but it's a bit of an odd feeling every time Atash accesses the mind of the body that they are inhabiting. That's not a thing that all Zavoy can do, and it's sort of this weird like out of body but within the body experience. It's very odd. All right. And I will use computers to try and hack this thing.
All right, I'm going to call this a complexity 2 to see if you can get this door open.
Now look, you, he said, pointing to Roll20.
Oh, I was like, what?
Not you, so sorry, not you.
Pass. I don't know what you were worried about. It is fine as you go, and just the wiring on this box is so simple. Now that you're looking at it through Oppo's eyes, it's just child's play as your fingers move deftly and plug in all of the right things and enter the baseline code, and you see the doors move open. You can't hear anything because being underwater, sound travels so strangely, but the doors open up, and you know that now Wanda can certainly dock, so you all kind of, I imagine, clutch to the sides of this building and kind of wrangle yourselves around and into the entryway as Wanda pulls back. And both Vam and Ciela Gloss are still on board. Wanda says, all right, we have made contact with the airlock. So if you want to exit, get inside. I'll wait here, or I can hide down below, however you want to play it.
What do you think, Vam?
Well, just based off of where we are we pretty out in the open?
I mean, if a ship was to come circling by, you would certainly be seen. But if Wanda remains docked here, it would be much faster to escape. So those are kind of your options.
Well, how about you remain docked for the time being, continue to disguise yourself as a massive form of algae, and should you detect any sense of danger, disguise yourself or hide yourself wherever is best.
All right, well then I'll make a call then. Anyway, you should get on board. Get moving.
Hop on out.
All right. Yeah, so you can all make your way into this airlock, and immediately once Wanda is sealed against it, you see that water is like shot out of this pressurized chamber into vents. So you are standing now in this clear, like white room with another section of door just beyond, and you can open up that door easily. And you see that just beyond you is a round room. So, some general features of this mansion here. All of the walls are transparent here, which means that you can just see all of the beautiful, flora and fauna that the oceans have to offer. So every time, one of these creatures drifts past, or, the beds of kelp wave gently, it's a very weird feeling, but also very pretty in its own way. And everywhere seems to be lit by these lanterns, these kind of glass orbs attached to the ceiling. So everything is cast in a very beautiful light, in addition, to the natural colors of the ocean surrounding you. The ceilings here are about 20 feet tall, so more than comfortable for you, little voice. It's almost like this space was made to accommodate all kinds of sapience. In Olaxis. Otherwise, let's see. Anything else? You do see that most of the doors in the mansion are keypad controlled. You also do see that each room seems to be equipped with like a security camera and a microphone in the top corners. But instantly, as you look around, you can note that the lights are dead on these cameras. Somebody has killed all audio and visual throughout this mansion.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only just now beginning to wonder if perhaps those patrol ships outside don't belong to Mr. Sarabands. That's not his name, but you know who I mean.
Dropo?
Dropo. Yeah, what is his last name, though? It's a fun last name, and I never...
Sallabralta.
Sallabralta. Yeah,
Sallabralta.
It's possible that those ships are not Mr. Sallabralta's personal guard.
And I think you also, just to add to that fire, as you step into this round room here, you see that there are a few interesting things about this room. First thing you notice, there is the body of a dead Glean that is sprawled out and laid on the floor. You also see that up above, oh my, that up above, this room seems to be coated in a bunch of hooks that have like hats, scarves, gloves, overcoats just hanging all over the ceiling here. And in the very center of the room, there's like a green floating orb. So that is what you see. So there's just a bloody corpse here on the ground. I thought that was important to note before we continue our conversation.
Something for you.
I'm just gonna have a look, see if we can identify it.
Yeah.
So I'll have a look at this Glean.
Okay. So yeah, you are looking at this Glean corpse. I mean, it's hard to tell because the Glean are a lot like jellyfish. So it's like this big pile of kind of melted limbs and, everything here. Does it have its... Sorry, go ahead. Oh, you can tell that there are laser burns on this corpse, which was probably the cause of death. You know that Glean don't traditionally wear a lot of like clothing or carry a lot of equipment, so this Glean doesn't seem to have anything on them.
Does it still have its phylactery?
Yes, it does have the crystal, the big crystal in its head.
Yeah. No ID on it or anything? Well, there has definitely been some violence perpetrated here before we arrived. I believe more and more strongly that those ships are not Dropos. I would make use of the leavings from that last battle, but I'm not sure how useful it would actually be, seeing as whoever has invaded decided to kill this person. I feel like I would just be a target, not an infiltrating agent. Do you know what I mean?
Perhaps. Although, if there is someone here murdering people, we are possibly targets already.
Fair point. Fair point.
We might as well fold it up and keep it.
Oh, we're definitely good. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Oh, that's such a good point, Glass. We can just leave it because she's still right there. Yeah, so I guess the question was whether I should wear them now or not.
This could also be a sign that this location has already been infiltrated by some other crew for some nefarious purpose, and we might come across further damage.
I think so. Can I observe this green orb?
Yeah. As you are looking at this green orb, you can definitely tell that there is something magical in quality about it.
Can I do some sort of maybe like a knowledge check?
Yeah, to see if you know what this is.
Discern what magical properties might be.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and let's say that will be a complexity 3 to see if you can just guess what it does.
Okay. Oh, wow! I did it!
Oh, okay. So you can see that this is a pretty standard magical item that wealthy individuals tend to have. You think that if you touch the orb, what it will do is probably pull one of the many items of clothing here down so that the user can grab it themselves. So like if somebody wanted a specific coat, they could touch it and then it would call the coat down. So it's magically attuned to the hooks surrounding this room.
I know this is like a serious situation and this house is infiltrated, but is there like a cute outfit?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to find hanging on the ceiling here?
I feel like I probably most aspire to wear like some like print of a large cat. So like a fake leopard print.
Oh, yeah.
Like a big fluffy leopard print coat.
Yeah, and you can see, one of those coats exactly matching that description is hung up amongst the coats, which are kind of at the very top of this dome. You also do see that there are 4 black trench coats kind of surrounding it that now you're just kind of looking as you notice here. And each of these trench coats has like this big stitched image of like a black flame in a red circle. It's sort of weird. But that coat, as you touch the sphere and concentrate, flies right down to you, and the coat hook magically hovers in the air.
Part of my new outfit.
Oh, it's perfect. I just want to be clear about something. Is this a science fantasy coat check or a science fantasy coat like personal closet?
This is clearly not a personal closet. This is where anyone could walk into the house and deposit. So a fancy coat check, basically.
Okay, I love it. I love it so much.
This is how rich people live in Olaxis.
We had no idea.
Do you see those? We see circle and the flame. They all match.
Yes, they do. There's nothing familiar about that insignia, is there?
If you want to make a skill check to see if you recognize it, it's not something like from season 1 or.
Okay, great. That was really my concern. I don't know. I heard flame. I got worried.
No, it is not the Burning Daylight cult for sure.
Okay, fine. Don't need to make a check. All good.
Could I make a streetwise check to see if that insignia makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna call this a complexity 4. This is gonna be tricky to see if you recognize the symbol.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, you're like, no, it definitely doesn't belong to like any mage colleges or anything that you would recognize, from your background training. No, like noble houses or anything. You're not sure.
It looks menacing, though.
It does.
Red circle, black trench coat.
It looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Or something you could buy at Hot Topic back in the day.
Best case, it's the insignia of the invaders, and perhaps we get a few gray seconds. Worst case, it's the insignia of Dropo, and like you said, we're probably targets anyway.
Okay. I think then you think we should wear them?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna bring them down, and I'm gonna try to fit the biggest one over my big fluffy coat.
I don't think that's so much of a problem as trying to get Little Voice into one of these coats.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, good point. Little Voice gets the biggest one.
How many are there?
There are 4.
4.
Oh.
Yes, I honestly think it's going to be a lost cause to try and get Little Voice into one of these coats.
I was gonna put one on one arm and another on another arm and like one hanging off of his head, but no, we don't have that many.
You would need a significant number of coats to try and make that work.
Is that the title of the episode?
A significant number.
Number of coats.
Love it. Done. Perfect.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, like the best that I think we can hope for is a couple of extra seconds of confusion. So the rest of us can put them on, I guess.
Yeah. So you all can put them on, except for Little Voice, who can kind of drape it over your shoulder, like a cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So J. Crew. Okay.
You're so good at that, Gnome.
Got this.
Hang on.
You're so good at that.
So
Felt like I've been the bad boy before. Whatever.
whatever.
There it is.
Good at it.
Oh,
Sup?
Whoa!
God.
It's too powerful.
It is.
Donate to this cool.
Oh my
project.
God.
Oh my god, I'll do it. Anyway, so there's a body on the floor, and then there is a passageway that leads out of this room to the east and south.
Doors at both ends. I should. Yes. Okay.
If we look through all of these glass walls, can we probably can't tell like full details, but can we see like movement or anything?
That is a good idea. It is definitely hard to see in the water and the plants, but if you want to give me a complexity 2 check,
Yeah, I'll do
I will go ahead
perception.
and see what you can see here.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you like peer up against the glass and you can tell that in the room down at the eastern end, so it would be this room here, there are a lot of lights in that room, and there seem to be that room is very large, whatever it is. You can't really make out the details, but there do seem to be people moving in that room. As you look to the south, you can see like a very large dome-shaped room. There don't seem to be as many lights or movement happening in that room. And then as you look to the southeast, you actually can't see through the walls of this room. It seems to be encased in stone.
Okay. I'll share that with everybody.
So south.
That's my vote.
So
Okay. So you
Can
all
we close the airlock door? Like, I just want to close all of the doors behind us
Yes.
as we move through. Yeah.
Yeah, you certainly can. And it doesn't look like the doors here are open, so I think you all can just move down to the south. Or let's just say you can. It's all good.
Okay, great.
So as you come to this room, this big round room, you see a few things here. So this room here is that round dome shape. The walls, floors, and ceiling of this chamber also are clear. Lots of fish, plants, sea life swimming around outside. You can see that there are 6 clear inflatable couches around the outside edges of this room. So this is clearly like some kind of observation room. You can even see through the floor, which is clear below you, there's like this gorgeous coral reef that is just growing up here, so it's beautiful. The only thing that mars this room is that there is a dead driftling wearing armor that is also lying face down in a pool of their own blood in the middle of this floor.
Wearing armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna same thing. Just go over, check status of the body, check for identification.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at this figure here, at this poor driftling. You can tell that the armor, this is like security guard armor, so you're talking like, Kevlar stuff you would wear if you were a private security officer. You can tell that this suit of armor is clearly broken in a lot of places, but it could probably be repaired. It looks like somebody has taken the time to strip identification, a wallet, and any weapons this person was carrying. You can see empty holsters and pockets that have been turned out.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of feel the same way about this one that I did about the Glean. Like, we can stick it in the airlock for now, but I don't think it's going to be... I mean, somebody killed him, so walking around in him ain't going to be helpful.
Can we tell how they died?
It also looks like laser pistol shots. So probably the same person who killed them also killed the Glean in the room just above.
I feel like Little Voice would pull out his rifle at this point,
That's probably fair.
just
Yeah.
to be prepared.
Clearly somebody here is running around
Violent?
killing people, or did very recently. I mean, the blood is cold, but it is just starting to set. It hasn't crusted yet, so this has probably happened in the last few hours.
Yeah, if I can take it back to the... I sort of want to... This is so... But store the bodies that we found along the way in our little... I don't have to go all the way back to Wanda, but in our little airlock area. And I think seeing Little Voice draw his gun, I think Atash is going to put a charge in their personal shield generator.
Sure, makes sense to me. I think also from the south, Cielo Gloss, you've kind of moved toward that southern door. There's a very long passageway here, and I think there's a door right here. But you can definitely hear movement coming from the other side, kind of like banging sounds of metal, of wood, of voices. There's a lot going on in whatever this room is to the south.
There is someone to the south.
You don't hear any sounds coming from the southeast.
Should we avoid them or confront them?
Just the one?
No, it sounds like multiple voices. For sure.
Many sounds.
Like somebody is maybe building something in there. Like there's a whole something is going on in that room.
And the one to the southeast is another opaque walled one, or it's another glass walled one?
It's another glass walled one.
Okay.
So if you all want to do and try and look again, you can certainly do so. I think as you look, you see that the room to the southeast, there doesn't seem to be any movement. There are some lights in there. You can see big metal shapes, maybe like a lab or computers or appliances. You're not really sure. And then to the south, you can tell that whatever this room is, it is big, probably the biggest one of the mansion, with very high ceilings. There are a lot of lights currently on in that room, and you can see many people moving around. Make out some shapes, maybe like statues or boxes. It's a little hard to say as you're peering through the water.
I think the longer we delay running into anyone, the better.
I do think we'll need to confront somebody at some point, but we can avoid for now.
I agree. It would just be great if we could figure out who these people were to know whether we should, avoid.
Okay.
To the southeast?
Vam, Little?
Agree.
What was that?
Yes.
Okay. Southeast?
Yes.
Think so.
All right. So you continue walking to the southeast, and you see that this room is clearly a kitchen. The walls of this room are covered in cabinets, refrigerators, freezers, ovens. A counter at the center of this room contains like a stovetop in its center. So this kind of big round island area. And then you can definitely tell that to the northeast, there are lots of sounds of people moving around and chatting. You think very casually, coming from the northeast. And then eastwards, you don't hear any sound. But you kind of get a better view into this area to the south here. And you can definitely see, it looks like that room beyond is maybe some kind of gallery, if you had to guess. There seem to be a lot of different pedestals, and there are definitely people moving in there, like putting things in crates and packing things up. It's like that's what you can tell from here.
Oh.
But you can also tell from one of the cabinets, and you're not sure if you heard it, but you all kind of stop, I think, and there's like a
Hello?
sound coming from, and the sound goes very, very quiet.
Oh.
Is someone there?
Have no reason to fear us.
To move towards whichever the cabinet.
Okay. And it's stopped, but you can hear somebody breathing.
I start doing purring noises to soothe them.
Oh.
They're not coming out.
Guess we gotta go in.
All right, I'm gonna bat open the cabinet.
Okay. So as you do, let me see if I can. Come forward, token. So as you bat open this cabinet, you see standing there, like crammed into the pantry, is this driftling who has the arms of a glean. So like half of their body is this kind of, jellyfish-like thing, and clutched in a bunch of their tentacles, you see like a rolling pin and like some cookie cutters. It looks like whatever they could grab that maybe could do damage, and they're just crammed in there, and they're like, don't hurt me, oh my god, I'm not. Oh my god, I'm just the cook. Why are you killing everybody?
Please do not be alarmed. Put your weapon down. We do not wish to cause any harm. We have come across those who have been injured severely.
Unto death.
Injured unto death.
And we also would like to know what has happened. What can you tell us? What have you seen?
Oh my god, it's horrible. You're really not the pirates.
Hi. Oh, I'm so glad we're here
I
now.
kind of move my eye patch and jaunty hat.
Oh god, okay. No, it's just a disguise. Oh, no, we have to be very quiet because they're still here. Dropo told everybody to run, but I couldn't make it to the panic room, so I'm here. And they just started killing everybody. They just showed up a couple hours ago, and I don't know what they want, I guess. Like a robbery. They just started killing everyone.
Okay. Do you know where the panic room is?
Yeah, it's upstairs behind the sauna, but we're not supposed to tell anyone about it because I think Dropo's in there, and
Great.
if they find him, they're definitely going to kill him.
Is there any sort of emergency notification to local authorities? We can notify them of what's happened here, or any secret passages.
I don't know what they did, but one of them, I think they're the second in command, they're this Eno, and they seem to have this necklace or something that, they pressed it, and none of our calls are working. We can't call anyone outside of the manor. We have tried to get help, but it's all shut down. All the cameras, all the microphones. I don't know what they did. Please, you have to help us.
We probably will. All right. So what's the quickest path to the safe room?
Yeah, if you go out and you go east from here, you can take the elevator up, and then just go down the hallway to the north and then go east in the northeast corner of the mansion. It's hidden behind the sauna. But I don't know. I think they've been trying to get in there, and just below in the gallery, there's the Eno, and I don't know, they're packing up stuff, I guess.
They'll be okay.
Okay.
Should I just stay in here?
I think that's probably best.
Okay. I'll just
Well,
stay in
perhaps
here.
perhaps we should let them aboard Wanda.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Let me just, let me go just clear, let me make Wanda red. Atash is like, I have to go clear the bodies, I have to go clear the bodies.
My name is Spicy, by the way. I'm the cook
Oh my god,
here.
you're staying with us forever.
I'm the cook here.
they can cook on our Eldritchen. Oh, I guess there's no reason if we save everybody. Just have
Maybe they could fix the Eldritchen.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Like, I just hate this cabinet. So if you can get me out of here.
You could go stay on
It
Wanda,
smells like
bless.
feet, and I don't know why. She's looking at you all, still clutching the cookie cutter because there was no where to put it down.
Oh.
So it's just this, like, almost sharp implement she's holding. And she's like, okay, I'll follow you. I'll help you. Whatever you need. It's just, we've got to get these pirates out of here. And with that, now that you have an ally inside of this house and a little bit of idea of what's going on here, we're going to end the session for today. Oh my god, what's happening at this mansion?
You tell us.
It's not good.
Attack? No.
So real quick, did anybody feel like they hit a story path moment? I feel like no, maybe for Little Voice.
I do believe so. Story path.
I think for the reminisce.
Reminisce, maybe.
Yeah. I think that's definitely
mhm.
qualifies. So real quick, what do you get from that as your bonus?
Let's see. As a bonus, I can increase the die size of one of my social skills by 1.
Ah, very cool.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
All right. So yeah, so make sure to do that for next time.
All right.
Who knows what other treasures we might discover in Dropo's mansion. But thank you all so much for joining us for episode 8 of Burn Bryte After Midnight. We have 4 more episodes of this campaign, and we will be back at the same time, same place next week. So if you are enjoying the show, please do tell a friend to check it out. We post all of our episodes on YouTube so people can catch up if they want to see what happened in season 1 or start from the beginning of this tale. They're all there for you. But let's go around and tell everybody where they can find you, folks, when you're not here in space, underwater. So, Eugenio, where can people go to find you?
You can find me on the Twitters at DMJazzyhands. Also here on twitch.tv/DMJazzyhands. I am the DM and producer of an actual play D&D podcast. Just finished editing this week's episode before we got started here tonight. It's called The Last Refuge. You can check us out on Twitter at DNDLastRefuge. And then let's see. Every other Tuesday, normally, you can find me on Mini Train Domains channel playing a D&D game with the Crafting Muse and Goblin Katie and Dr. B from Take This. But I will not be at tomorrow's session. You should still totally go watch them. But I'll not go be there because it's my birthday and I'm going to spend it with my fam.
Happy birthday! Oh my gosh!
So I will not be there tomorrow night, but you should absolutely go check with them out because it's an awesome game and there's a very, very special guest that will be joining them. And then on Fridays, Lisa and I hang out and play Spooky Twins for the Haunting of Good Society over on Lisa's channel at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. A spooky mini campaign of the Good Society Jane Austen RPG led by phenomenal TK Johnson. Yeah, so that's where you can find me.
I will say I watched it last week, and then the end, I was listening to it on my phone, and then I was like, what is that noise? I thought my neighbors were doing something very creepy, but it was just the after effect. It was a whole thing in the house. But anyway, it was very good. Super good. Definitely check it out. Speaking of, Lisa, where can people go to find you when you're not underwater?
Yeah, folks can find me at Lisa Penrose on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. In addition to The Haunting of Good Society this Friday, which I cannot wait for the second episode there. Wednesdays, if you want just like a nice chill time, I have my stream The Witching Hours every Wednesday at 4 to 6 Pacific on twitch.tv/Lisa Penrose, where I scrapbook and I talk about tarot cards, and it's just a nice, gentle time.
Yay. And Nassim, where can people go to find you when you're not on Dright?
Oh, you can come find me on the internet everywhere at Nazgul, as well as on the Venture Maidens Twitch channel, Wednesday nights playing with Celeste, Dungeons and Dragons, as well as, you know, the new Rime of the Frost Maidens. And later this month, you should come by and catch this virtual theater performance that I will be doing via Zoom webinar link. So you should follow and everything so that you can ask for more information or get more information, or go visit makenomistake.brownpapertickets.com for more information. It's donation based. The proceeds are going to support shotgun players in the Bay Area. And it's a nice virtual theater piece, which originally premiered on stage back in 2017 with Golden Thread Productions. But yeah, follow me to get more information on it. It's happening at the end of the month.
Yes, support theater, especially now, more than ever. Especially now, please support theater. And no, where can people go to find you when you're not a giant robot? I know space is tricky, but maybe that's not the one you do all the time? Aha, I've been tricked again.
No, I don't play any other giant.
Ha! You nailed it.
You nailed it. You did. You got me there. I'm definitely in space, so you can find me on the internet space as Nomadic on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm over on my Twitch channel with Eris Savad, and we do a morning wake-up show where you wake the heckin' heck up and have some coffee with us as we talk about TTRPGs and just add whatever we feel like it. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can catch me over on Unmade Gaming's channel with more space stuff, playing Void Coriolis, and IGM Thursdays The Expanse RPG. There's so much space.
So much.
There's so much.
Get some
Because then in February on Fridays, you can come and hang out on my channel again, where we're going to be playing bears, space bears. Uplifted bears from Starfinder. Just a big old party of bears. It's not Honey Ice. It's actually Starfinder.
I love it.
But we're bears.
Already.
So
oh my god.
Just bears.
And my name is Celeste Conowitch. If you want to see all the stuff I am producing, podcasting, streaming, and writing, follow me on Twitter at @cconowitch. Like Nassim mentioned, you can check me out Wednesday running Rime of the Frost Maiden. It's going to be our 3rd episode, so we're still fresh on the Venture Maidens Twitch channel. And then Thursday nights, you can check me on Nerd Immersion Twitch channel. We are doing a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. Oh boy, we had a great time last time despite all the bugs. Actually, that kind of made it better. Slap mage hand fight. You just got to be there. Check it out. So that's Thursday nights. You all are great. Thank you all for being here. And until next time, blast off.
Blast off.
Blast off, everybody. Goodbye. Wow.